Formula One is marketed as an aspirational sport. Its sleek aerodynamic cars are the fastest in the world, designed magnificently as racing machines. So it's a bit of a problem when the most entertaining thing about F1 is not the cars, but the 85-year-old man who runs the sport. But that is often the case, whether intentionally or accidentally. Bernie Ecclestone knows how to make a headline, and he's done that again today. Ecclestone was speaking with the Daily Mail newspaper in the United Kingdom, and he said most of the participants are only thinking about what's good for them in the short term. Long term, for most of those people, is 2 or 3 races. The result is that Formula One is the worst it has ever been. I wouldn't spend my money to take my family to watch a race. No way. Well, this broke on the day that we got our first look at the cars which will contest the new 2016 season. And it was Ferrari Sebastian Vettel who caught everyone's attention by lapping half a second faster than the reigning champion Lewis Hamilton, seen here with Nico Rosberg unveiling their new silver arrows. It's only testing, though, and of course it would be dangerous to read too much into what we've seen on the track today. Hamilton certainly is upbeat so far.
Oh, it looks very much like last year's car, to be honest, but it's exciting to see the whole thing come together. It's just a brand new car. Everything's new. There's very, very few things that have been carried over from last year's car, so I'm excited. I just want to get out.
Yeah, the car looks great. It looks fast, for sure. So I'm happy and looking forward to driving it, and I'm sure it's going to be a successful year again.
Well, to understand what's really going on inside F1, you need someone who understands the business and the politics as well as the racing. So it's good to have the F1 business journalist Christian Sylt with us in our London studio. Christian, good to see you. Another extraordinary line from Bernie Ecclestone. Surely he wouldn't be so foolish as to rubbish his own sport so publicly. He's a savvy guy and there's often method in his madness. So what do you think he's up to here?
Well, I mean, it's interesting, really, because the way that Formula One is structured is that Bernie runs the commercial side of the sport, and the governing body, the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile, they run the governance, really, in terms of creating the rules and the regulations. And often the two, you could say never the twain shall meet. Often the two are at odds because really Bernie wants rules and regulations that will make it easy for him to do his job and increase the profits in Formula One. And the FIA really look after what's in it for the sport. So Bernie has been a harsh critic of the current engines you have in Formula One, these V6 engines. And, you know, they're quieter than the predecessors, the V8s. So he's actually been outspoken about the state of Formula One for quite a while. And I think really it's coming to a crescendo because you'll see over the next week or so there's going to be increased talk about how the regulations should change for 2017. And really this is what it's all about. It's about Bernie putting pressure on the FIA to move things more in a direction that he finds commercially appealing.
How optimistic are you, or should F1 fans be, that Bernie's stance is actually going to make a difference?
I mean, this is the eternal question, or the billions of dollars question, because, I mean, ultimately, obviously, Bernie is, well, not obviously, but he is the most powerful person commercially in Formula One. But that said, as I said, because this machination, this structure that you have, whereas the FIA makes the rules and the regulations, really, there's only so much, he can't railroad it. So it's very difficult to say. I mean, the points that he raises in terms of the spectacle, as it was with the V6 engines being quieter, these are valid points, but whether it can make any difference or not, I mean, really, nobody knows.
Ecclestone isn't the only key player to air these kind of thoughts. The Silverstone boss, Patrick Allen, said the same thing last year. Silverstone is a very popular stop on the calendar, but for how much longer?
Yeah, I mean, this is the difficulty we have. I mean, the circuits really, again, a bit like Bernie, really, what they want is non-stop action to be able to sell their product, put people on the seats, get people through the turnstiles. Again, what they don't want is a situation where you've got as it is with Formula One, an overly complicated engine. This V6 engine it's the pinnacle of technology, but in terms of a spectacle, it's quietened the sound down, and really that's something, you know, it diminishes the spectacle there. So Patrick Allen is almost echoing, or Bernie is echoing what Allen said, and vice versa. Now, it's put Silverstone in a position, really, over the past few years, whereby their attendance, whilst it is the most popular race on the calendar, they found it more financially difficult to actually continue, and they're currently in talks about a long lease being sold on the circuit.
Very quickly, because we're almost out of time, Christian, what do you think we're going to see this season? Mercedes dominating, Ferrari catching up?
Well, I mean, I think it's really more of the same by the looks of it, certainly with testing. It looks to me like Mercedes is in a very strong and dominant position, Ferrari catching up, and then, of course, you have your newcomers from the United States, the Haas team, which are going to make a bit of a splash, I'm sure.
They'll certainly make it interesting. Yeah, I agree with you. Christian Sylt, thanks for being with us on World Sport. Good to see you. And that is it for this edition of the show from CNN Centre. I'm Don Riddell. Thanks for your company. See you again soon.